Insurance denials for me go back for years and include things like appeals for stage 4 endometriosis, surgical procedures 3 times, as well as birth control to help control that endometriosis. And when I say years, I mean over 25 years. And more recently, these have been things like me needing to closely monitor bill processing by my health insurances. They have processed things like even my annual OB-GYN exam under my husband's name when he hadn't met the deductible and I had. I don't know that that's the reason, but that's what happens. And that's just not one, it got more egregious. And they also most recently have been changing the CPT or procedure codes for one of my practitioners to a lower valued code inappropriately. So lower valued and lower time. So instead of using the 30-minute code that was billed, they switched it to a 15-minute code so that then they could try and reimburse less. I appealed and I won 2 bills. And then when they did it again on another bill more recently, I was told I had to appeal again. So I appealed again, I won, and the processor still switched back to the lower timed code until I contacted my advocate that I have through the insurance company to get that fixed. So in addition to all of that, these things have been fixed. But the thing, if I hadn't watched the processing to see that they didn't change it after I won the appeal, it still wouldn't have been processed correctly. How many people don't monitor that processing to see what they're doing with your out-of-network bills? And it seems absolutely wrong that patients like with chronic illness are having to monitor the processing of every single bill that goes through that system and every single prior authorization to make sure they get processed, A, in a timely manner, and B, correctly, and then processed once we win an appeal. It just seems like now, in addition to everything else we have going on, we're having to do part of the insurance company's job for them. And then that doesn't include that it isn't easy for everyone to read their EOBs or explanations of benefits. That information is dense and complex. And then even knowing how to select an appropriate healthcare plan to meet your needs through your employer is not easy. I help my husband do that every year. This doesn't even touch the medication issues I've experienced. Some of the groups that I have used to help, and still it takes time, and then that's money and time you're waiting to get these things fixed, has been groups like DISV or these health insurance administrations by state, where you can report the fraud or complaints about like if they're mismanaging your insurance. And that's not just health insurance. And you can also go to your OAG, your Office of the Attorney General at the state level. If you're in the state of Maryland, definitely check out the Health Insurance Administration or the HEAU. It's definitely worth, and they're very, very helpful. So anyways, I can always provide more information. Oh, and one other thing you can do is talk to your company's HR or whoever it's through. So like mine is through my husband. You can also correspond with the HR about any inconsistencies in benefits from what you were shown in the benefits booklet when you signed up and what has been given or what is being done currently. So if that's an inconsistency, go ahead and talk to them. They may not be aware or even mention, like if it's a pediatric issue and they're not covering speech language therapy as an example, you can also talk to them about ensuring that gets covered. All right, thanks.